Ooh, I am so excited, you guys. I have a special member of our Empowering Champions community that I am interviewing today to find out. I think you guys are going to love what she does. This is Xing Zhao. I probably
Sure.
messed that up. I'm going to let you say it.
It's okay.
um, go
Xing
ahead and
Shu.
say it for us.
Yeah, so my name is Xing Shu.
Xing Shu. I love it. Okay. And what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about what Xing Zhu does because I have had the experience of working with her in the Tony world, and she has shared her special skill with us. And I think you guys are really going to like it. So tell us about your greatness. What is it that you do?
Hey, thank you for introducing me, Tina. I'm very excited to be here and I'm happy to share with you all. So, yeah, I am obsessed with how to program the brain so that we can make it work for us because so
Love it.
often it can work against us. And sorry, there's a siren. It's New York
It's
City.
okay.
So, yeah, I use hypnosis and self-hypnosis to do anything that involves getting more out of life
Mm.
and being healthier and being able to express ourselves more fully in our work and in our personal lives.
Oh, I love that. Um, and of course, anybody with a brain can go through this, but do you have a special population that you focus on or a particular
Uh,
problem you solve?
Generally, I work with people who are entrepreneurs or they're career people
Mhm.
and people who are ambitious and they, everybody has areas where we can use improvements in, like maybe somebody has some self-doubts about themselves or has like some self-esteem issues that they've been compensating for. And in order to get to that next level, we need to deal with some of those limiting beliefs and limiting feelings so that they can work from a foundation of strength and self-worth. And I also have a specialty of working with people with fear.
Mm,
So people with some very specific fears, like if you have a fear of dogs, if you have a fear of heights,
mm,
if you have a fear of public speaking, I've helped people with that. And it doesn't matter if you've had a lifelong fear, it doesn't matter how intense it is. In fact, I love working with people who have like very intense fear of something that is, they know it's irrational and you
mm.
have something your friends have probably told you, everything's fine, there's nothing to worry about, but you just haven't been able to get those ideas
Mm,
rooted down into your subconscious and emotionalized.
mm,
Uh, and that's something that I work with people with. And hypnotherapy is a great tool. It is one of the least painful techniques that you can use to get over something like a phobia and work with things at the core. And it also works very rapidly. So we're talking, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sessions
mm.
to get over something like a phobia.
Wow. Can you explain a little bit for someone who might not understand what hypnosis is, how that process works?
Yeah, absolutely. So hypnosis is a natural state of mind that we all go into. And you can think about it like when you play a movie in your mind of something that you think is going to happen or something from the past. And not only are you playing the movie of what's happening, but you're attaching different, your own personal meaning onto it. And you're playing that movie in your mind as if it's real. And sometimes those can be good movies, and sometimes they can be not so good movies.
Hmm.
So with hypnosis, what we want to do is we want to take control of that programming in our minds, that if we let it get out of hands, that it can be very limiting for us. And what we want to do is replace some of those limiting ideas and limiting feelings with positive ones so that we can go further and we can be more joyful in our lives.
Mm, I love that. And so for people that have like a phobia or a fear,
Mhm.
they might be thinking, oh, if I see a dog, the dog is going to attack me and I
Mhm.
won't be able to, run fast enough or whatever. So they build up almost like a panic about the scenarios that could occur. And then with hypnosis, you take them, instead of going to the negative side of what's going to happen, you help them focus on the, what if it's a dog that jumps in your lap and cuddles and licks your face and yeah.
Right, right. And usually, just specifically, if they have a fear of dogs, you probably don't want to go right away from a
Yes.
dog might attack me to I want this dog to come sit in my lap and lick my face. Usually people with a fear of dogs don't want that to happen, even if there's nothing to be afraid of.
Right.
Yeah, so when we do the actual technique, we use positive resources. So things that you already have strong positive feelings about. And so we
Hmm.
look for that, like maybe you've had a really glorious moments in your personal life or in your business where it's just a pure gold moment. So we use that and we take those feelings and we replace the feeling of fear to collapse that
Mm,
your programming around the phobia.
very nice. Well, this is obviously why I'm not a hypnotherapist.
You might be in your own way. It's actually just because something's not called hypnosis, it's
Mm,
actually a very common technique that people use. So, some people might be wondering why, if this is so beneficial, how come this is not more commonplace? But it
mhm,
actually is. Like if you look at a good sports coach,
yeah.
so they know that in order to get the best results, you don't just rehearse physically, but you also rehearse mentally.
Mm,
And mentally, the mental rehearsing of, say, scoring a touchdown can actually be more effective than just
mhm.
full rehearsal. And so that's an example of where you would see hypnosis in use, but they just don't call it that.
Yes, yes. I love that. Yeah, it's definitely um it's expansive in your thinking. Like you have to be open to trying new things to experience something like this, but you may have already even done it and not even know it. And you wouldn't know if you hadn't given this an opportunity to try it out. It's really interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
so it's nothing alien to anybody really. We have some techniques that, sometimes they can seem a little exotic. We go on these spiritual journeys. Uh,
mm,
but in terms of the principles behind it, yeah, it's a perfectly natural state of mind that we go into all the time, just on our own.
sure. I think people have a fear when they hear hypnosis that something bad's going to happen to them or they're going to be out of control.
Hmm.
What could you say to kind of help somebody that might have that worry?
Right. So that's a common misconception that people have. And I assure everybody that I can't make you do something that you don't want to do when I'm working with a client. I work with them with the goals that they have for themselves and whatever beliefs that they have about themselves. And I don't even give advice,
Mm,
as in terms of what they should do with their lives. You know, the resources come from within the clients.
Mm,
And so I just have some techniques that might help you bring about that inner wisdom and intuition to, help guide you in the direction that is more in tune with you.
right.
And hypnosis, in terms of losing control, it's actually a way to regain control over your mind.
Mm,
So, like so often we let our emotions and, imagination run wild with things that don't serve us. And
mhm,
hypnosis is a way to take back control. So, like if you were planting for a farm and you want tomatoes and you want to plant the seeds for tomatoes, you don't want to be unconsciously or subconsciously planting the seeds for a weed instead.
mm,
You
mhm.
want to be purposeful with how you use your minds.
Yeah, I really like that. Now, how did you get into this? What prompted this for you?
Yeah, so I had been exposed to self hypnosis from an early age through books.
Mm,
And um, growing up, I had a lot of like life limiting fear, anxiety, and I had really a lack of emotional support, and I didn't have great health, like mentally,
mm,
physically. And so I really turned to hypnosis because I saw what it could do for people in situations like when they had these kind of things, these life limiting things, and how people could turn around dramatically with
mm,
hypnosis. And I was so moved when I came across the work of certain people who are masters
mm.
in this field, like Darren Brown, like Gil Boyne, that I decided to take it much more seriously. And when I did, I really started to turn my life around from there.
Sure. Well, it sounds very fascinating. Is there an example of how your life was changed by using hypnosis that people might want to hear about?
Uh, Yes. So I have been an artist for the last 7 years or so.
Mm,
And, I always had artistic tendencies, but I, I didn't know like how to use my gifts.
mm,
So I went to see a hypnotherapist who's an alumni from the school that I ended up going to.
mm,
And so we did a session where we reframed a lot of those things that I had viewed as being negative in
mm,
my life, like the things that had been obstacles. And we've reframed those into just being important life lessons and being able to let go of the resentments and negativity,
mm.
and also just have the courageousness, the love and acceptance to like accept my gifts and put my voice out there.
Wow, that's wonderful. Love hearing about that. I'm sure this is such an important topic that other people would really benefit from getting a chance to meet with you. And I know that I took advantage of you have a free session that you offer for people.
I have a free consultation that I
Mhm.
offer. So I gave you a free session. Yeah. So I would love to offer a demo to people if we do another session after this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that, and I think that would be really great, is I would love to have you on again and let you talk to some people, have invite people to come on and get a chance to experience this, because I'm sure people have some things that and questions they want to ask. And anybody that's watching now, if you want to drop your questions into the comments, then when we have our live event, we'll be prepared and we can go into some samples and kind of get a chance to really see what this is like, because I'm really fascinated with this. Do you have any other advice that you'd like to share about someone that might be questioning this and not sure how to get started? Like, what would you recommend to them?
What would I recommend to them? Well, I will be making some tapes and putting them
Mm,
out on my website. I don't have those yet. So, there are free tools that you can find out there of
mm,
hypnosis tapes. And those can be a good starting point. Uh, the sessions, when we do the sessions and we work specifically on a person's goals,
mm,
then we can really hone in on how to use those tools more strategically so that you're not dependent on
mm.
coming back to me or coming back to a tape on a regular basis. I don't want anyone to create to have a dependency on me. I want them to just be able to take the knowledge and take the experience that they get out of the sessions,
Mhm.
use them, and hopefully you'll have to use them less and less as you get used to the ideas of that you are good enough or that you will be calm in a certain situation.
Sure.
But yeah, so there is actually an exercise that I like to do that I can recommend for the people at home.
Okay.
So it's called Viscera. And so what we do is we just get into a position, lying down on the floor, lying down in bed,
Mhm.
and we just exercise stretching our feelings.
Mm,
And the way you would do that is you just relax by taking 3 deep breaths. And then we start creating feeling of joy.
mm,
Okay.
mhm,
Start by creating a feeling of joy and we make it stronger and stronger. So first we're taking it to 50%, 60%, but then
okay.
we change and we create the feeling of pain.
Mm,
And this might sound uncomfortable to some people,
mm,
but when we, this is getting exposure to pain in a way where it's in a safe environment and you're in control.
mm,
So then we switch from joy to pain, 50%, 60%. We do that for about 5 seconds, switch
mm,
again to joy. Now 60%, 70% joy.
mm, mm.
Switch back to pain, suffering, bring it to a 70%,
Okay.
and then back to joy, back to pain, and back to pain, back to joy until you get up to 100% on each of them.
Mm.
And of course, I like to end with joy. So that's when you go out
Right.
into your day, you can end with that. So no matter how much pain you've put yourself through in
Mm,
that short time, you can see that you're in control of those feelings and whatever
mm,
images you're bringing up in that little exercise. And then you can always switch it back to a different feeling.
mm.
And so it shows you that you have control.
Oh, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. That's really some valuable information for people. And I love what you said about goal setting. So, something I want us to consider is that I will be doing an upcoming challenge. And there is a section in there where we talk about goal setting and creating the habits that will allow us to achieve the goals that help our dreams come true. And I would love to bring you in as a guest during that time period and introduce you and the skills that you have to the people that come to the challenge. So
I'm excited.
good, good, good. Well, thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to meet you and to get to know you better and to get your information out to the group so that people know that there is some help and solutions for what they're going through. They just need to expand and reach out. So thanks so
Yes,
much.
absolutely. Thank you so much, Tina.